Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. You don't see a damn thing, because you can't relate to me. You're blinded by our differences. My life makes no sense to you. I'm the persecuted one. You're the red, white, and blue. Each day I wake up in tranquility. Each day you wake up in tranquility. No fear to cross your eyes. Each day I wake in gratitude, thanking God He let me rise. You worry about your education and the bills you have to pay. I worry about my vulnerable life and if I'll survive another day. Your biggest fear is getting a ticket as you cruise your Cadillac. My fear is that the tank that has just left will turn around and come back. These are the lyrics of Outlandish, a Palestinian rapper whose goal is to get the trials of his people, the suppression by the Israelis in their country. He wants the world to let them know, because it's not such a common topic. My family is Palestinian, and I hope that doesn't take away from my credibility in saying this, because as the title says, you don't have to be there to care. Like, this is humans, humans in this country, just kicked out of their country. So we should have a care just because they're humans, not because we're Arab or Muslim or any religion. And also, it's important to understand this is not conspiracy. I'm working on all facts. Today I'm going to talk about the origins of the conflict. I'm going to explain a day of the life of a Palestinian and also what we can do. So very quickly, I'm going to explain the whole Holy War in about 2 minutes. So 1917, before 1917, there were only Jewish settlements. They were Palestinian and they were happy. There was no kind of revolution or anything working up in the thing. It was outside of the country when the Zionists, starting in 1917, they started organizing themselves into, they want the Holy Land for themselves, because after the Holocaust they feel like they need a country that could unite them in their religion. So they wanted the land of Palestine, even though all the Arabs were living there, to be their land as a religious center for them. The Balfour Act is what started this, and you can see where I got this information from down there. The Balfour is what started this. This is where the British, they made some kind of war deal, and they told the Zionists, yes, this should be your land, and they put it inside of a declaration. In 1948, this is when the tension started rising in Britain. The British, they felt that this was too strong for them, so they gave control over to the UN on the future of the future, on the future of the country. And so they made this act where they separated it into 3 parts. 70% of the country went to all Israelis who didn't even live in the country at the time, and all that land was taken from the Palestinians and given to the Israelis. The Palestinians were given 2 pieces of land, separated. It didn't matter, they were assigned the land. And no matter where your family was, they were assigned to go to the Gaza Strip, which we all hear of, and the West Bank. 1967, I'll explain more of that later. 1967 is the 6-day war, the 10-day war. This is where all the surrounding Arab countries, they came together and they tried to get the land back. And they were also protecting themselves in the sense that Israel was taking, these are all neighboring border countries. Israel was going into their countries as well and trying to get more land. And this goes on to the present day. This is a map of, if you remember, 1948. This is a map that explains that war. This was all Palestine. All Palestinian families were living here. And then immediately after, you can see that all the red went to the Jewish. And no matter who was living inside here, what kind of family, what kind of status they had, it went to them. And you can see to present day that that's how it ended up, that much land. The Palestinians were forced to leave their land and go to, they live in refugees to this day, and they live in different countries. Lucky few were able to come to America, and they start their lives over as second-class citizens. Israel claim to the land. Their only claim to this land is that they had, according to this book, 100 Years of War, their only claim to the land is that they were the followers of Father Abraham who walked that land. But if you ask if you ask the Arab people, the Palestinian people, they will tell you that they were also followers of Father Abraham, and the denominations came after that. and the question mark is for where did the Palestinians come from? They traced their roots to nowhere else, which means they belong there, and the denominations came after the incidents. So now I want to talk about America's involvement. I got this picture from myspace.com, myspace.com/Palestine. There's a whole thing on there. And in this book by Jimmy Carter, he also mentions this information that's in this picture. Israel received more U.S. aid than all of Africa. So why are they sending all this money to Israel is what this is trying to think. I found this interesting. It explains pretty well. And then this chart down here, this green line is 100% of all the aid given to America, and the blue line, more than half of it goes to military. The military to aid in gaining the land for the Israelis. A day in the life of a Palestinian. Now I just want to, these are also lyrics from Outlandish. You blame me for defending myself against the ways of my enemy, and I'm terrorized in my own land, and I'm the terrorist. So I wanted to explain some of these pictures. This is, I'm going to skip a few to get in my time in. This is a picture of a father protecting his a father protecting his son, and somehow, as defenseless as they were, they decided to kill them. And this is a mother. It's important to understand that this mother's not crying over just her house is down. She's crying because her family used to live there, and they're all dead. And the worst part is to her that she lived. And this is the wall that separates the land. And this is just a number from a BBC website. And these dates right here, 9 Palestinians died and 1,417 Palestinians died. And, okay. So what we can do, we need to join in a peaceful protest, sign a petition, donate to MySpace. Donate. You can find these things on MySpace. Most importantly, we need to let people know about the issues and to try to just get the message out so that they can make a difference.